Book 5. The gods in council command Calypso by Hermes to send away Odysseus on a raft of trees. And Poseidon, returning from Ethiopia and seeing him on the coast of Phaeacia, scattered his raft, and how by the help of Ino he was thrown ashore and slept on a heap of dry leaves till the next day. Now the dawn arose from her couch, from the side of the lordly Tithonus, to bear light to the immortals and to mortal men. And lo, the gods were gathering to session, and among them Zeus, that thunders on high, whose might is above all. And Athene told them the tale of many woes of Odysseus, recalling them to mind, for near her heart was he that then abode in the dwelling of the nymph. Father Zeus, and all ye other blessed gods that live forever, henceforth let not any sceptred king be kind and gentle with all his heart, nor minded to do righteously, but let him alway be a hard man and work unrighteousness. For behold, there is none that remembereth divine Odysseus of the people whose lord he was, and was gentle as a father. Howbeit, as for him he lieth in an island, suffering strong pains, in the halls of the nymph Calypso, who holdeth him perforce, so he may not reach his own country, for he hath no ships by him with oars, and no companions to send him on his way over the broad back of the sea. And now, again, they are set on slaying his beloved son on his homeward way, for he is gone to fair Pylos and to goodly Lacedaemon to seek tidings of his father. Oh no, the book is starting over! Isn't this how we started in Book 1, with Athena addressing Zeus and the rest of the gods in council to have pity on Odysseus? Maybe this is one of those things where the gods, in that Athena even says here, blessed gods that live forever. Maybe when you are immortal, you completely lose track of time. And what might seem like yesterday to them when they were last meeting and talking about Odysseus has been months for him. And Athena needs to bring it back to their attention to make sure that he isn't punished unfairly. I'll mention, since we're starting Book 5 here, not every edition that you read, particularly the ones where it is the epic poem and not the prose retelling of the story, don't have this kind of opening paragraph to tell you where we're going to go. That was something added by Butcher and Lang when they initially translated this story into prose. I don't have a whole lot of information as to why, but I would imagine it's to help orient people through an ancient text. I think also what I want to talk about here, even though I'm chomping at the bit to start talking about Odysseus, because I think it sounds like we're finally going to meet him, but the very first line we get today, now the dawn arose from her couch, from the side of the lordly Tithonus, to the immortals and to mortal men. So we've talked about Dawn a lot on the show. So many times it mentions her, but Tithonus is a new name that we are hearing today. And I just thought maybe let's go a little bit deeper into them, because we've been saying Dawn with a capital D, the rosy-fingered often, as the epithet that goes along with it. But let's talk a little bit about who Dawn is and who Tithonus is. Let's start with Dawn. She's otherwise known as Eos, E-O-S, and she's essentially the personification of Dawn in Greek mythology. I think I had previously mentioned she was a goddess or demigoddess. I don't know that that's exactly true, but she is a divine being who is literally the morning. She obviously, with probably no surprise, belongs to a very early generation of gods. Her father is Hyperion, god of the sun and light. Her father is Hyperion. Her mother is Thea, who are like OG gods. Her siblings are Helios, the sun, and Selene, the moon. So she comes from this lineage of sky people, if we want to call them that. Very important in terms of just how the world in this universe functions. Even though she's not mentioned in a lot of the myths outside of these kind of offhanded mentions, her function is essentially she rises first every day. She opens the gates of heaven, she brings light into the world, and then her brother Helios follows with the sun. I think that's, that moment when the light starts shining in the horizon right before the sun appears. That is what Eos essentially does. That is her opening the gates, allowing everything to transpire each day. But there's something about Eos, Dawn, that is pretty consistent in any of the stories told about her. She, like a lot of gods, often falls in love with mortal men. And this happens a lot, but to one mortal man, particularly Tithonus, who is mentioned in today's passage. Tithonus was a mortal man. He was a prince of Troy, and he's known mostly just because Eos had chosen him. She falls in love with him after she sees him. She takes him away and wants to keep him forever, but because she can't keep him forever, due to him being a mortal, she goes to Zeus and says, I have a wish. I want you to make Tithonus immortal. And Zeus agrees to this. But Eos makes a critical omission. She does not ask for eternal youth. So he's granted immortality without eternal youth, two very different things. So now time continues to march forward, but death does not meet him. So he ages, he weakens, he shrivels, but he continues to exist. Sounds like a horror story. Puts me in mind of that vampire story with David Bowie, The Hunger, if you've ever seen that movie. So Eos, eternally young, immortal goddess, in love with this shriveled old husk of a man who is frail and essentially unable to function as a human being or a god. Which, if we go back to today's passage, the first line there, now the dawn arose from her couch, from the side of the lordly Tithonus, to bear light to immortals and to mortal men. In my mind now, I'm kind of picturing this young, beautiful goddess getting up and giving light to the world. She's just rolling over, and next to her in bed is this kind of Norma Bates husk of a human that is just sinking into the bed because he can't move. He's so frail, which is kind of a gross image. Okay, well, what a strong way to start book 5. Maybe we will get some Odysseus tomorrow. How long are we going to have to wait for this? We got a shorter book here than in book 4, so hopefully the momentum will pick up and we will get to know Odysseus right away. But we'll only find out if we meet up here tomorrow and read a little bit more. Until then, okay, goodbye. Odyssey is part of the Gruntwork Podcast Network. The show is produced, edited, and hosted by Landon Solano. The original text of The Odyssey, written by Homer. Theme song by Neuroflow. You can support this show and other shows like it by going to patreon.com/gruntworkpod. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.